Okay, I think we're looking good. We're looking good. We're a little bit early, but we are looking good. Kaz, you are here, but you can't stay. That's okay. That's all right. We'll see how many people show up today. And I know I haven't done a Wednesday in a little while, so I think we will give it a shot today. See how things go. Catch up on my stuff here. I've been trying to answer, or not answer, but watch a bunch of videos. I've cleared up a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be doing and that I have been doing. I cleared it up so at night I get a chance to watch a few videos and I watched Retired Farm Boy, Steve's Retirement Corner, Cowboy Tuesday. Who else did I catch yesterday? I caught Jim's Retired Life, I think. David in Progress. I'm trying to catch up. I still got to catch up with a few more, and hopefully I'll get to them tonight. And then someone else sent me a new channel, a financial channel to check out, so I'll check out him tonight. Um, but yeah, and happy on Monday. I saw her ACA. She got her ACA, which wasn't bad at all. So I don't know. I it's kind of weird because like I watch Otter's Retirement Corner, Howard, and he did a really cool video just recently um, on his inflation rate. And what's really cool about that is he took, and I wish I would have done this years ago. He took 20, I think it was 25 different things that he buys from Trader Joe's, and he tracked them, the pricing, over the course of X amount of years. And I guess he said five of them went, aren't carried in that store anymore, but he still was tracking 20 items for years. And he said his inflation rate, in other words, the price went up on those 20 items over a course of years, 1.7%. So when you hear, inflation's gone up 3, 4, 5%, it doesn't always affect every product and every consumer staple that you buy. And the same with what I brought up with Happy on Monday. You hear this government shutdown, and we don't get into politics here, but you hear, saying about the ACA. Well, she just picked up hers at a pretty good price, and you'll have to watch her video as well. And not too bad. Now, again, these are just two people out of 300 million in the United States, so who knows? That was just kind of interesting to see that, and I'm glad Howard and Julie both did those videos, so that's really cool. B Hall, you should be painting. You haven't opened a can yet. Well, you know that they say there's always a reason for everything. So, maybe if you would have opened it earlier or on time, you would have spilled it or something bad would have happened. So, taking time to sit back a little bit and rest. There's nothing wrong with that. You're hoping to retire in 5 years. I really enjoy your videos. Jackie Stitches, well, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, and I appreciate you taking the time to be here. So if you're not retired yet, how are you watching my video here or my live stream at 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Standard? You got a day off, or are you doing it at work? Maybe you work from home. People can get a little bit of leeway when they're working from home. Hey, 280 Zone, how are you? Week 3 of retirement, starting to feel real. Yeah, you're, Rich, you're going to be in that twilight zone for a little while, at least for me. I was in that twilight zone for 4 months. So, and I mean the Rod Serling twilight zone because it feels like it. It really does. And some people say, "Oh, I transitioned fine. I was just fine. Next day everything was cool." Nah, that not for me, not at all. So, just and this is what I say: go with it. Don't expect anything. Just go with the flow every day. Just take it slow and go with the flow and let it come to you. Let retirement come to you, and it'll happen. Trust me. You'll start to get into a rhythm, and then you'll navigate this way and that way through your retirement. And but don't try to force anything. I got to go do this or have. No, 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 no. Just relax. Let it come to you. Navigate slowly, and you'll be fine. Happy on Monday is healthy too. Yeah, that's true. Bridget, that's true too. Correct. So I don't know how much that plays into the role, but if you've already had ACA once and you're just renewing, I'm not sure. If you had issues over the course of let's say 2025, would your 2026 prices increase because of your issues? I don't know that to be true. It may be. I just don't know that. I was on ACA for about 11 months, I believe, in 2024. And then in 2025, I turned 65, so I got on Medicare. Gas has not gone down here. Still $4 in Reno. Well, check your gas taxes. See, that's the problem. Gas is going down everywhere, but taxes will not go down. So, you look at the West Coast there, and whatever. Even Pennsylvania has higher gas taxes than Ohio, but Pennsylvania uses that to fix their roads. And there's a big difference when you drive the Ohio Route 90. When you're driving in Ohio, it's like blah, 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 blah. And then as soon as you hit the PA line, it's like smooth sailing. So having higher taxes really can mean better things. Can, not always, but can mean better things. Road improvements and how they check their cars and stuff. People bitch about it all the time. Their state inspections. But I'll tell you what, back in the day, they should have done those inspections here in Ohio, because there was a lot of pieces of crap driving down the road, dangerous pieces of crap. I had one of them and I got away with it. I wouldn't have got away with it in Pennsylvania, that's for sure. But yeah, check your taxes, because there's probably a couple bucks tacked on there. You work from home, YouTube. Okay, I kind of figured that. Either you were home on vacation or whatever, sick day. On sick days, we're supposed to stay home and watch The Price is Right, right? At least that's what we did in the 60s and the 70s. But yeah, working from home works good. Hey, Dana's garden retreat off today, under the weather Monday. So join us on the planning next year's garden. Dana, where did I hear? Somewhere in Georgia, they had 3 inches or 2 inches of snow. I forget the name of the city. Is there like a higher elevation where they had the snow? Because it was on a van. They showed it. Got to take the truck in for inspection, but got distracted. hey, go do your whatever you got to do, 280 Zone. Don't let me hold you up. My wife filled up car Monday. Myers gas, $2.31 a gallon. Yeah, and the gas prices, which and again, I don't talk politics, but you almost have to sometimes, right? The gas prices helps a lot of people, and mostly people that aren't retired. And I've said this before, I think on Saturday, maybe on our live. When you're retired, normally you're not driving as much. So if I was driving to Akron, Cleveland to Akron every day like I was for 19 years, that reduction in gas prices would have helped me save some money, or I could have spent it somewhere else. Huge amount of money I could have saved, because I was filling up twice a week. So that's 6-8 times a month. That added up. And now was at three something a gallon, almost 4. It was like 360, 370 a gallon. Now to see it at 262, that's last time I was at Sam's Club almost 2 weeks ago. It was 262. And what a big difference. I mean, $1 a gallon filling up over the course of a year, man, that would have saved me a lot of money. But in retirement, yes, it's nice, but it doesn't save me I don't get the bang for the buck like I used to. Been a bit since I chatted, but calling it a career end of the year by taking vacation. 17 working days. All right. CAD STS1. Congratulations on that, man. 17 working days. You got that calendar. You're marking them off. That's cool. Jesse in Asia. Warm, windy, and cloudy here in Pittsburgh. Yeah, we got it the same thing. Had some sunshine earlier this morning, but it shows what's my temperature? I thought I had it here somewhere. Well, anyway, I think it was showing like 60 degrees, but it doesn't feel like 60, and it is cloudy and very windy too. So we got the same weather. You have till the end of the year. Oh, 280's on. Well, you got a few days left then. Yeah. George Hollinger, hello from 96, South Carolina. My 6th month being retired. Well, welcome. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you being here. 96, South Carolina. I have no clue where that's at, but I'm going to look it up. I will look it up. I'll try to figure it out. That's one thing that's kind of cool when people say where they're at, and I have no clue where that's at, and then I'll go on Google Maps and I'll go and check and do a street view and see what the town looks like. And that's kind of interesting to me. I heard we might get snow, but we didn't know we got. Yeah, I forget, Dana. I forgot what city it was. It wasn't. Again, it was a city I've never heard of. So, which is not unusual for Buzz. But yeah, they showed the windshield of a van with I was just walking by the TV and I saw this, and it had like an inch of snow on it. Didn't look like it was a big deal, but I thought Georgia. That's what caught my attention was Georgia's got snow. That's just weird. Here Cleveland, I can expect Cleveland to have snow, but not Georgia. You are there getting invaded by ladybugs. Yeah, sometimes that happens to us too. That's usually in September, October. We get a warm day where the ladybugs come out, but we haven't seen that in a few years. Not that I can recall, anyway. We get midges. They come off the lake. Now, luckily, we're not close enough to the lake where it affects us, but you get closer to Lake Erie, which is 20 minutes north of me, and those things are everywhere. Remember the one game against, I think it was the Yankees and back then the Indians, they were playing, and the Yankees pitcher, it was driving him nuts. They were flying in his mouth and everything else when he was trying to pitch. That was really different. Hey, Gracie, how are you? Finally caught a Wednesday live. Yeah, I haven't been doing them. Last couple of them, we've been busy or doing something or whatever. So I'm glad we got a chance to do this today. The only drawback is I do put the ads on, so bear with me on that. But I tell you what, I had the 2 worst financial YouTube months that I've had in the entire year was September and October. So I'll take any dollar I can get by leaving the ads on. Yeah, I seen Dwayne at retire early 500K. He made like $3,400 or something. And he had a couple of videos that did pretty good. And I'm thinking to myself, 3,400, holy cow, I can't even come close to that. I'm not even in not even in the ballpark, not even in the city that the ballpark's in. So bear with me on the ads. Hey, Rick, the Gales of November are here. 50th anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald, Monday the 10th. I did not know that. I remember growing up and hearing that song like every single day. And, of course, Gordon Lightfoot has passed recently, I believe. I think this year sometime, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, that was a huge, huge song, and eerie, very eerie song. Even though it was a long time ago, you still hear it every once in a while. Hey, David in Progress, how are you? 70 in Southern Indiana, retired and loving it. I was just mentioning that I got a chance to catch up with a bunch of people's videos yesterday, and I'm going to do more tonight because I'm like 5 behind on yours, so I got to get to those. So I will get to those tonight, but I'm finally catching up to some of the videos now. $4.25 a gallon in San Clemente. That's not bad. for California, that's 429 is not too bad. You stay away from that 550 mark, you're doing good. And again, with taxes, you know, the way they structure taxes, you're not going to get much lower, but that's good. I'm planning for my retirement at the end of 2026 and watching videos. Oh, it's all he's doing it right. I'm not doing it right. I got to tell you, Bo Daddy, I'm one person who my problem is it sort of makes me a little crazy at times because I watch all these people like Dwayne and Happy on Monday and Howard Otter's retirement corner and Steve's retirement corner and amongst others, you know, just so many, and they all have I'll just say it this way. They all have a lot more money than I do. And I keep thinking, oh my gosh, I need to go back to work, or I need to go get a side job, or I need to do something else besides YouTube, because I feel like I'm like the last of the Mohicans. It's like, why did I even retire? It's just crazy. So emotionally and physically, yes, maybe maybe you could watch me for that, but financially, don't listen to any of my financial advice unless you want to be poor like me. But congratulations, Bo Daddy, if you're going to retire, that's great. And make sure you let us know. George, yeah, you're going to have your first time dealing with winter being retired. You know, I tell you what, and I've said this before, Brasstown. Okay. Brasstown Bald. Yeah, I should have remembered that name. But George, yes, the first winter is because you get your Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, you got, you know, and you can get through it. But last year for me in Cleveland, that sucked. I'm going to tell you straight out. We had too many gray skies, too many cold days below 32. Anything over 32, I'm fine. Anything below 32 is cold. That's how I just structure it. And let me tell you something. Last year was rough for me. I struggled. And that's why I thought maybe in January I would go get a part-time job so I could get out of the house, get somewhere else, keep myself going, and not wake up every day thinking, oh, another gray sky day, another cold day, and just sit in the house doing nothing. Now, I structured myself. There's my famous planes. I did structure myself that me and Mrs. Buzz this winter, we're going to do the eBay thing. And that also will take care of getting rid of some of the clutter. So we know we have to do that. And by selling it on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, or just giving it away, we're going to really work hard this winter on doing that. So that'll take up some time too. But yeah, you just gotta, but you know, you'll figure it out. And it may not be till the next day, or next winter, but you'll figure it out. It's always process improvement, right? Even in retirement, you know, you did process improvement during your continual improvement during your work career. Same thing happens in retirement. You're still going to find the best way for you to get through this period in our life. Yeah, Brasstown Bald. Yeah, got snow. Yeah. So Brasstown Bald. How could I not remember that name? Amish country, Pennsylvania. Wow, timer distance. You got a nice, beautiful area out there, out that way. Are you Amish by any chance? That's funny. I think Dwayne is unwatchable. Really? I like Dwayne. He's a cool cat in my book. And he was one of the first ones between him and Steve's retirement corner. I say this all the time. They were the first two that I saw when I was looking at retirement channels. Not specific, like I would do Medicare channels, and then I would do I started doing financial, like Holy Schmidt and all those, and then I'm like, yeah, okay, I get that picture, you know, the dry picture. But then when I saw Steve and his Virginia accent and Dwayne up in the hills in California, I thought, those are two cool cats, totally different, but people that I like watching. So yeah, I like them. Looking cloudy and 68 on the coast. Water is cold in small waves. Gord Lightfoot died in 2023. Boy, jeez, I can't believe it. Just seemed like it was this year. What are you telling me? It was 2 years ago? I can't believe it. But yeah, we're going to get, I think Friday, we have a chance of snow or snow flurries. It's going to get a little bit colder. And yeah, but you know what? It's already November 5th or whatever, 6th, 5th or 6th. No, Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday I voted. We just had a small election in our town. Yeah, the ones I wanted, they won, but it doesn't matter. But so yesterday was election day, so that was the 4th. Yeah. So today's the 5th. And for 5th of November in Cleveland, this isn't bad. I'll take it any day. Mina Keems doesn't know football. I don't know who Mina Keems is. Paid $224 in Oklahoma. Wow, David, that's good. $224 is great. Midwest old man, how are you doing? You're supposed to be working, Midwest old man. Oh, May 2023. Okay. No Captain Billy's. They'll have a nice, clean, super good show. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? Bill's day off. You're ready to walk off the job today? Nah, don't walk off. Never burn bridges. Put it this way. Never burn bridges if you can. Unless they're abusing the hell out of you. Don't walk away. Just don't walk away. Go out with your head high on your terms, and always take a minute to think about what you're about to do. You know, take a walk around the block. Tell yourself, give yourself 24 hours to think about any actions you're going to take. I'm telling you, it's going to pay off. That's why we're heading to Mexico, trekking with Deb and Mike. You're going to go to Mexico. Yeah, I was, trekking with Deb and Mike. I was checking some of your videos, and I happened to see that one. You were in the hospital, the ER, right? I didn't get a chance to really deep dive into it, but I saw that, and I thought, oh, whoa, that's not good. So everything's okay then? If you're heading to Mexico, you're all right? Enjoy your retirement. Yes, we did a cruise last year in the winter and do the same. Get out of the sun. Yeah, David, I'm scared of cruises. I get seasick and stuff. And man, even Retired and Loving It, they were on that cruise, and they said it was getting a little a little rocky, so to speak. So yeah, that's always been sort of, because you're stuck. I mean, you get into some bad weather and you're stuck. You can't go anywhere. And it's like, no, nope. I would love to, but I just can't see doing it. I just don't want to be sick. Yeah, chances are slim, but then they say, well, you just get these pills, or no, because those pills, they either knock me out or they just make me not feel the same. And if I'm going to spend the money and enjoy myself, I'm going to do it on land. I'm not going to do it on a ship. But a lot of people do it, and a lot of people love it. Days like that here in Michigan, doom and gloom. Yeah, I know. Hey, Carlos, how are you doing? You're heading to Thailand and China for January and February. Oh, man, that's nice. That is nice. Marine Corps birthday, 250 years young. Well, happy birthday to the Marines out there. You lost your job. Oh, Greg, yes, Greg. You lost your job October 31st. I'm a transition team till, yes. Yeah, and Greg, I got your email, and I appreciate that. I just haven't, you got a lot there for me to digest. So I haven't answered you yet, but I'm going to digest all of that. I did look at the antennas. So what Greg, just so you guys know, Greg sent me because I have internet problems here in the garage and stuff. Greg is talented in that regard. So there's internal antennas I can get with my T-Mobile setup, and I'm kind of looking into that to see what we can do to make sure our stream does well now and in the future. So Greg sent me a lot of information, which I appreciate, Greg, and then we'll take a look at that. Don't go to China. I'm watching a guy. Man, I wish I knew. He's on TikTok. He's in China right now, and he was in Shanghai, and he's loving it. And it was funny because he turned around in this one old square, and there was a Dairy Queen. And then I guess there's a Disneyland somewhere over there, and I didn't get to see that, but it's like a Dairy Queen right there in Old Town Shanghai or something like that. He was explaining. So, and man, and one guy saw he left his bag with his passport and all his camera equipment in it, and he left it there, and I guess he just accidentally walked away, so he says, and he turned around and he had a like an Apple thing on there to track it, whatever. So he was tracking it, and it was in a busy part of China. I think it was Shanghai, a busy, very busy part. People were walking past that thing. Nobody touched it. So I tell you what, say what you want about Japan or China or some of these other countries. They don't steal your stuff like you would find in major cities around the USA. They don't steal your stuff. Yeah, is there crime? Sure. But his bag was not touched, and hundreds of people walked past it, which I thought was pretty impressive. I agree on Steve. He's so genuine. Yeah, he is. I mean, there's nothing fake about Steve at Steve's Retirement Corner. Did you take part in the penny buyback at Giant Eagle? That's a great question. No, I did not. I did not. I just thought that was really fishy. I mean, these companies now are starting like they're panicking already. And I know what's going to happen. They don't want to raise. So if something costs 232 or 233, they don't want to raise it to 235, and they don't want to lower it to 230. Maybe they're stuck, but they're going to have to bite the bullet one day and just change all their prices to nickel to, a 5-cent difference. That's just the way it's going to have to go. And trying to play this nickel and dime game, so actually it's the penny game. And I don't know. I'm just guessing. I just make stuff up as I go, but I'm just guessing that that's what they're doing. They don't want to raise it or lower it because there's implications to both. And I think that's really interesting. But no, I did not. I did not take part in that. I made it through my first year of retirement, WCB 1501. Congratulations on that. Year 2 will even be better. I can guarantee it. Chinese don't like Americans, not safe, but Thailand very nice. I tell you what, watching that guy on TikTok now, I just watched a few of them, maybe 5 or 6 videos. Nobody was bothering them. I mean, whether they liked them or not. I heard Japanese people don't like Americans. I had a friend who, for work, he went on a subway, like a train, and nobody would look at him. They would all kind of just didn't sit near him, and he felt kind of weird about that, but I don't know. I haven't been there. My daughter took Japanese studies at the Ohio State University, and she was going to be an English teacher in Japan. That was kind of her goal. And she thought she was going to get a fellowship in Japan, and it didn't work out. But I think if she would have lived, she would have eventually made her way to Japan and pursued that. So she had no problems with it. Matter of fact, both of us were supposed to take Japanese lessons, speaking Japanese and writing Japanese. There was a course that we were going to take, but not enough people. It was a local area, and not enough people signed up for it, so they canceled it, which was kind of a bummer. But we were going to do like this. I think it was an 8-week, which is nothing. I mean, you can't learn Japanese in 8 weeks, but I think that would have been interesting to do that. Oh, you're off today, Midwest old man? Well, that's good. You miss Captain Billy. Well, that makes one of us. Singapore is a great place. You need to do a video on how decluttering will be going. That seems to be a tough thing for seniors to do. Yeah, you're right, George. I mean, that's a tough one. And I will do that eventually. Maybe I'll document some of that when we get going on that. Oh, you're much better? That's good. Okay. What are we saying sorry, Greg, for? What am I missing? Oh, yeah, about your job. Yeah. Hey, Dan Riley, how are you? Had fraud on my married account yesterday where someone booked a trip to Mexico using my points. David, you caught me. Son of a gun. Man, I was this close. I hope you get that resolved. Anyone in the East notice the leaves are stubborn leaving the trees? Don't want to rake it. No, I tell you what, this happens every year, Dan. We got the nice leaves, and it wasn't too bad of a fall. And now we have these 40-mile-an-hour winds, and that'll just take these leaves and knock them right off. Happens almost every year, I think, somehow, some way. And that the problem is it puts it in the river. So I probably won't fish because the river's real low again. People are catching steelhead, but I'll probably wait until next week. Maybe I'll sneak down tomorrow, even though the river's low. Maybe do a video from me catching a big giant steelhead. We'll see. But yeah, what happens is that the leaves will get into the river, and if the river isn't flowing very well, they'll just stack up and you can't fish. I mean, it's really tough to fish with all the leaves in there. All right, Carlos, no problem. Meeting with a realtor. All right, well, good luck, man. I hope everything goes your way, Carlos. Yes, there's a Disneyland in Shanghai, and yep, China's safe, but I wouldn't leave my bag out. Oh, no, Jesse, no, I certainly don't propose that anybody do that, but I don't know, anything nowadays, when you're watching on TikTok or YouTube or anywhere, you don't know if it's true. As a matter of fact, I was at Jersey Mike's the other day because I got a coupon for getting a free small sub, and I went in. I ordered online, and I went in there, and some guy, younger guy, comes in and he says, "Supposed to be sandwich day or something like that. And I'm supposed to get a discount." And the girl goes, "Are you on TikTok?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, look." She goes, "Jersey Mike's doesn't do that." And he goes, "What? This is fake?" It's like, welcome to the world, guy. It's fake. Yeah. So you got to really watch. So I don't know if that guy in China and Shanghai he was just setting that up, but there was nobody around unless he had a bud that was near that bag. But he actually seemed, by the his voice and everything, seemed like it was real. But again, I don't really know anymore. Yeah, that giant eagle gave, I know, $200. Yeah, if you turned in $100 worth of pennies, you would get $200. I know. It was Saturday 1 to 4, I think, in my area, or I think all giant eagles. Yeah, I know. It's just fishy how they were doing that. Canada got rid of their penny long ago. Right, exactly, because it costs so much to mint them, and they say the nickel too costs a lot, but you won't see the nickel go away anytime soon. But the penny for sure. And I have quite a few. I don't have quite a few. I mean, I got probably $10 in pennies laying around, and I think I'm just gonna hodl them. Is that what they call it? HODL. I'll hodl them. We enjoyed the tour of Berea Arf. What a spotless facility. Oh yeah, I mop. Part of not my job. We don't actually say you do this and you do that, but we have cleaners. So once you take a dog out, there's someone cleaning the inside. So they, put the new bedding if it needs it. They check to see if it's wet. They make sure nothing's under the little bed there. They'll clean it. They have a spray cleaner that they clean the glass, and happens to every dog, every shift, they clean it. So it stays clean. And at the end of the shift, we mop, we do laundry. I actually do laundry too. If I'm there early, I'll take them out of the washer, put them in the dryer, and then whatever they got, I'll throw into the washer. Normally the ladies will do that, not to be gender biased, but they'll kind of come in and go, "Move, go walk a dog. We got this." It's like, what am I doing wrong? But I didn't even, there was actually one washer. I had no idea how to turn it on because they have different types of washers. I'm like, how do you turn this on? That's when she said, "Move." I thought it was funny. But yeah, I don't know. Mrs. Buzz does the laundry. I don't know. She's got a fancy machine down there. I don't know anything about it. I know I can hook it up on the internet and turn it on from my phone, but I've never done that. I haven't mastered English in 68 years. Neither have I. Just saw one of your ads for Hardee's Angus Beef and Cheeseburger. Hardee's or Arby's? No, those aren't my ads. They just put them out there depending on your location, I guess. But I know Arby's came out with some kind of beef tips or something. I will not eat them, but using my mug right now. All right, Dana. That reminds me, I need to get a mug too. Yeah, not good at anything, Bill. Yeah. I told Bill, 280 Zone, I told Bill on his video, I said, I don't know if you've watched he's a scientist. He's like a mad scientist, man. He talks about stuff that I have zero concept of what he's talking. I mean, I understand the basics, way up here basics, but the specifics, I have no clue. None whatsoever. Don't pretend to know. We'll never know. But he spilled his coffee. I think 2 videos. He actually spilled his coffee or tea or whatever he had in there. And I said, hey, you need to do a parallel vexing of your coordinates for the coffee versus the mug and do the parallelism of the, to put it in scientific B crap, you know. And he was laughing about that. But yeah, it's a nice mug. It really is. It's a nice mug. And because I did want something big, I wanted something sturdy. I wanted something that was going to hold up pretty good. And out of and these sweatshirts are nice too. And I tell you what, the Bria Arf one that I had, we have cats and it collected the cat hair like you wouldn't believe. This will not collect hair. This is what's nice about these. Now, let me see. If you buy one of these sweatshirts, go one size bigger. That's what I would suggest. But these are nice, and they're not cheap. Nothing's cheap, but they're really nice. We got good quality stuff on the site, and these, like I said, they don't collect the dog hairs or cat hairs. They're super warm, and just get one size bigger. That's what I suggest. And otherwise, they're perfect. These cups are really nice. I like I really like these cups. Matter of fact, I might buy another one just for myself with the other logo on it because I like those too. Good news, when the river is low, you can see the V in the water from them moving. Yeah, you can. Yeah, with the tail and stuff, you can see that. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll run down there tomorrow and just see what I could see. We got the little falls, you know, that falls right there, if you could see it. And they jump. You'll see them like right in this area, jump up there. And that's kind of fun. Boy, if I could get that on video, that would be neat. You've been killing smallmouth. Where at? In Rocky River or a different river? Shout out to my wife, Anna, Buzz. She's not a YouTuber and thinks I'm funny watching you. Well, Anna. Dan is, he's watching and he's learning. So he's not just watching and messing around. He's watching and learning. And he's collaborating. So, yeah, Dan's been around a long time. And I appreciate him being here. Yeah, you like that shirt, Keith, huh? I got to get the new logo one, too. Yeah, you understand the words, but seldom his concepts. I know he was Bill at not good at anything. He's a different cat. Let me tell you that. But there's something about him that just grows on you. It just does. It's just because you could tell he's got that intelligence, man. He's just got the intelligence, but he talks to you like at a level up here, like you're supposed to know. And I'm just sitting there going, I don't know. But yeah, he's a funny guy to watch. Anyone here needs merch, you can go to. Thank you. I appreciate that. Horde. Hello, Vicky. How are you doing? You came close to knocking yours off the end of. You're getting so klutzy. Yeah. Well, you're at you're at what? You're at 49 now, so it's only gonna get worse. I tell you what, I think I don't think Mrs. Buzz would mind me saying this, but she got up too fast the other day, and she was like walking towards the TV, and she had a little saucer type thing in her hand and a glass. And I'm on the computer sitting on the couch next to her, and she was I saw her like stumble forward, and I thought, something on the rug or whatever. We got small little squares that we use, so if the cats throw up on them, we clean them. Once they get, you can take the square out, put another square in. And she just kept going forward, and I'm like, what's going on? Then all of a sudden, she dropped both the cup and the glass, and I'm like, holy crap! So I threw my computer down and I jumped up and kind of caught her because she was about to go down. She just got dizzy. And it's the first time it's ever happened to her where she just completely lost her balance. She couldn't grab onto anything without throwing the glass and this little saucer thing onto the ground. The saucer broke, the glass did not, which is good. But man, that's kind of scary, and that's what we got to look forward to, I guess. I've been meaning to get something, not a coffee drinker, just bought a hat. Oh, you got a hat? Cool. Smallmouth in the DuPage River. Oh, you're okay. All right. So I've never heard of that river, but again, I'll look that up too. You're going to be heading to Illinois for Thanksgiving to freeze to death. Oh, yeah. By the end of what's Thanksgiving is the 27th, Thursday, the 27th. Actually, we're going to the Christmas Connection. The people that do our merchandise are going to be at the Christmas Connection the weekend before, at the IX Center, which is in Cleveland here, not far from me. So we're going to Christmas thing the week before Thanksgiving, which sounds odd, but that's the way it's going to be. Yeah, I got to keep an eye on her. You better believe it. But, I keep asking her, are you dizzy? Are you dizzy? She's like, okay, stop it. It was just one of those things, so it happens. And anytime you're taking medications and you get up too fast, it happens to me sometimes when I wake up in the morning. I have a habit of kind of just sitting up and then going very slow. I don't like jump out of bed. So I get up slow so I don't get, because one time or two I got dizzy. And so I just and I don't have a problem at all. But sometimes I noticed, like in the summer, when I have my blood pressure medicine, my blood pressure will go down to like 110, 108 over 70, 65. I mean, my blood pressure will go really low. And that's what makes me dizzy. And yeah, you can cut your pills in half or you can get a reduced prescription. But then I start eating in the fall, like fall and winter, I'll eat more and I need the full pill. So it's really a weird balance, but that's how I get dizzy sometimes. Yeah, getting up too fast and right. And like I said, it's only going to get worse. They got the Christmas Connection in Quebec, Montreal. It's called the French Christmas Connection. That would be kind of cool to see. I'd like to see different Christmas things around, the world. Actually, I'd love to go to New York City and see if they have their, like their gimbals or whatever they have. I wouldn't mind just one time doing the tour down there, up there. Great river there also. Hit the state parks. Very nice if you've never been there. Are you driving, Dana? Is that a drive or a fly type of thing? Because that's not far. That's what, 8, 12, 15 hours or something like that? 54, Northwest Wisconsin. Yeah, we got 61. It finally popped up. It says 61, but with the wind, it feels like in the low 50s. You're driving, okay. Did you know what the distance is? Is it like 12, 13 hours or something? Maybe it might be less. Yeah, it might be Georgia. Yeah, that might be less. 12 hours. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. As long as there's no snow. You get snow or you get any kind of sleet, or that's usually that time. I'm not trying to scare you, but that's usually that time of year when you get that sleet that turns into ice on the roads. Everybody's going 2 miles an hour. Not to try to scare you. 81. Wow. Man, 280 zone. Arizona is getting to be like freezing. 81? I'm surprised you don't have your sweater on. Oh, sometimes 11 and a half. So you've driven up there before. When you go to the barber now, do you ask for a buzz cut? No, they have a new lady barber. And I think I told you guys the story. I've been going to the same barber shop on and off for 65 years. So 60 years, because I went there when I was 5 years old, and Bill used to run it. Bill's Barbershop. Bill's Barbershop just celebrated their 60th anniversary. He was actually cutting hair a little bit before that, but when I was 5 years old, 5 or 6, me and my brothers used to get our haircuts there. And he always called it, my mom always said, just give him a regular boy's haircut, whatever the hell that was. So I walked in there. Now, Bill was retired. His son took over, Nick, and Nick had hired 2 other people who eventually quit. He got this lady to cut hair. I went in there to get a haircut, and I only saw Nick and 2 empty chairs. And I was like, okay. So I sat down, and this lady sitting in the seats near me, she gets up and says, well, you want to cut? And I'm like, yeah, who are you? Like, are you some nut from the street? She goes, no, I'm a barber. And she had a coat, like a coat or something on that covered her ID and stuff, because she has like a little ID. Her name's Barb. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. I told you guys this story before. I said, I usually don't have women talk to me. I mean, in a barbershop, usually you're the last person they're they're not going to talk to me in the barbershop. So yeah, she was and I thought maybe she was with the guy that was Nick was cutting the hair. And so I just go up there, and she says, oh, what are you looking for? And I said, regular boy's haircut. And she goes, I can give you number 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I think we settled on a number 2. Was it a 2 or a 3? I should remember that, but I think it was a 2, because I told her, give me the spring cut, even though it was fall. And I said, then I'd let it grow out for the winter time. If any of that makes sense to anybody. But no, I don't ask for a buzz cut. We played Wilmington and volleyball. I've driven that drive too many times. Okay. Ah, it didn't go over my head. Buzz cut over my head. Anybody start Christmas shopping yet? Or is it too early? I've been kind of looking around. I just try to get Mrs. Buzz 3 or 4 things, just little things. You get a number 4 razor all over. 4 is like long, right? The smaller it goes, the closer it is, right? I've only been getting cut for how many years? And well, I used to, when I was in Akron, I would have scissor cuts. So they really never used. Now they just take this thing and like 30 seconds, she's done. 30 seconds, $25. Wow, that's a good gig if you can get it. You'd be fine if you never fly again. Yeah, I've had some times where that's not been fun. No shopping yet. I just got the bill from last year's bill of Christmas past. You get scissor cuts to make them earn it. Yeah. I don't know. This last one that She did. I swear. I'm not kidding you. It was like, I think she even tried to go slow to make it like, to make it worth it. But I probably said 10 words and she's like, okay, we're done. It's like, really? She handed me the mirror. How's it look? And maybe I could have done that. If I could get Mrs. Buzz to just give me the buzz cut, maybe I have to look into that. I'll play this game of, I can't reach. Can you just get the back and just make sure it looks pretty good? And maybe I'll convince her to get it to do it for me. That'll save me. I only get a cut every 2 months, I think, almost 3 months. So it'll save me $100 a year, $150 a year. Oh, lots of Christmas decorations. Yeah, I got to get mine going because I was actually thinking of putting it on the roof, getting them going because we're supposed to get some bad weather, but I think it's going to get a little better next week because I cannot be on the roof if there's any kind of snow. If it's wet, I can do it. But if there's any kind of snow, I don't go up there. So I don't want to be like the Santa Claus and slide down. It would not look good with my old body. Matter of fact, I was up on my garage. I got my big ladder out, my 16-foot ladder. It's a A-frame ladder, 16 feet fiberglass. Had Amazon. I bought it on Amazon. The poor guy had to bring the big truck to bring this thing. This was a few years ago, and I went up on the garage because I'm trying to do something with. Here, I'll show you. Hold on. Trying to put these on because you can see I got up there. You can't see it real well, but I get a little bit of water damage because on the garage we don't have any rubber, whatever you want to call that, water guard, ice guard, whatever you want to call it. The guy had to do the garage in 1990 something. He didn't put it on, and then I put the second layer over the first layer, and I didn't add anything, of course. So even though I have something like this already, water was still getting in there. So I'm going to put like a larger one, and it's got I can't show you, but it's the end of it is going to, instead of like it's going to come out. So push it out more away from the garage, so that any water, hopefully it will just stay away from the garage. And I don't know if this will work, but I tried it out just to see. And I got to put those on. So I was up on the garage, but I didn't put my Christmas lights up there yet, but that'll be the next thing. So I should start working on that next week. You're going to have snow Sunday. Yeah, we'll have snow too, but at 65, it's time to sell the ladders. I told Mrs. Buzz, if I feel dizzy or my legs feel weak or my knee starts to buckle up or anything, I won't do it. I had the small ladder trying to get up on the garage, and I got like almost to the top rung, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing it. I got this 16-footer. If I'm trying to get up here and I fall or something happens, just stupid me when I got a 16-footer sitting there. So I got that one out, and that's real easy to get up and on the roof. I think that's the clipper size they use. The barber always asks me how I want it cut in the back. I just answer, I don't care. I never see it. Yeah, well, she asks me too. Do you want this taper? Do you want this? I said, I don't know. Look at this face. Do what makes sense back there because you can't fix the front. Maybe make this a little better. I don't know. An ice dam. Yeah, that's what it is. I get it only on this side of the garage. So this would be my east side. The west side, I don't have a problem with. And then the north side, my garage goes this way, so north is that way. Otherwise, that would be a problem facing north. But luckily, just this east side, and because there's a big tree out here too, I think that screws things up a little bit. Christmas gives me hives. Everyone gets sick, eats too much, and is broke after. Isn't that true? That's the thing with getting sick too, because like me and Mrs. Buzz, we don't entertain, we don't see a lot of people, if she gets sick, it's because I'm sure I gave it to her from going to Sam's Club or Costco or running around doing the dogs or whatever with meeting, seeing people, and I'll bring something home. I won't get sick, but she'll get sick, and it just gets a little weird. But yeah, that's true. When everybody's inside and all they're kissy huggy and everything, and they don't even know sometimes they have it. And then like 3 days later, they'll start feeling sick and they already infected you. So it happens every year. You're almost done Christmas shopping. Done with grandkids, only have daughters. So just 4. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm not an early bird like that, but I gotta start doing it. And I have time now. That's the greatest part. I can just go out and, I got the mall next to me, even though I don't like that. I got small areas. I got what's called Crocker Park. We have a lot of areas to shop. The Olmsted town has some small little shops, which are really cool. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to try to do one Monday on that so you guys can see. I only put lights on the 5 foot tall, no more ladders. And that's okay, Slim. That's not a problem. Some people, I am not a fan of the big, gaudy LEDs. I used to put up the LEDs. Now I put up the vintage LEDs so that they're not, where you got to put sunglasses on. I just like the vintage look better. And yeah, eventually I put them on some trees last year for the first time ever. The tree trunks. I put them up 6 strands. I think it was 6 or 8. 6. 1, 2, 3. I think it was 6 strands. I got to pull them out and start looking at them. Will I do that every year? Nope. No, I don't think so. Especially when it's windy. Maybe use snow rake in that area so sun gets down to shingles. I got to figure out what to do with that. You already got funk from all the Jeremy trick-or-treaters. And I was sitting on a porch with my daughter and her husband, and they were handing out the candy. And I had nothing to do with that. I just sat there and watched from a distance. And they had about 40 people. It wasn't a lot, but they would come in batches. Like it was kind of weird. Then we stopped at my niece's house, and my brother's wife's over there from Washington area. That's where they used to live. Now it's my niece's. They gave the house to my niece, and we stopped there. They were still on the porch, so we drove by and they're out, and they were out. So that was cool, and they had 3 people. So that nice area and 3 kids. That was it. It was kind of weird. The founders of the Mormons were a husband and wife team. The husband went on the roof of their fell and passed. The Church of the Latter-day Saints was worshipped from then on. Latter-day Saints? Dan, you got to stop. I saw some great mullets at the river in Parker last week. They still got mullets, huh? Don't be like Hickok 45. Just a moment's bad choice. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that where I saw him on a porch in a cast, I think. I didn't watch the video. But I saw that he had that Thompson submachine gun. I just watched that video the other day too. I've always wanted one of those. Ever since watching Vic Morrow in combat, for some reason, I've always wanted one of those. And maybe someday I'll get one. I won't shoot it. It'll just be a collector's item. I'll probably never shoot it. I'll probably never load it, but just to have it would be kind of cool. And I know they got replicas out there that you can get for nothing. It just, $100 or something, but, that might be the route that I take instead of getting one that actually can fire. Don't pull a Clark Griswold on the ladder. No, hey, look, my ladder's fine. I have the A-frame ladder, so it's cool. My roof pitch is not bad. I've never had a problem with it. So, and same with the garage, the pitch is not that bad. Now some roofs where they're like, I would never do that. But this one is not an issue. So I just, like I said, I'm common sense. I'm not going to try to do something that I can't do and say, well, I can do this, and kill myself in the process. That's just not me. I'm just not going to do that. I'm at this age. I'm a little bit smarter, just a wee bit. Yeah, combat was great in Rap Patrol. But Mike in retirement. And you just had a live too, and I didn't get a chance to catch that. I was doing something. I think didn't you have a live just recently? Maybe not. I thought I did. I thought I saw you have one or something, but I could be wrong. Um, but Rap Patrol was just the same thing, and I love Rap Patrol, but it got to be the same thing. Riding in the desert and the same. The writing just got to be so predictable. Even as a younger person watching it, it's like, oh, really? They're going to do this again and again and again. But Combat, at least they had some different storylines going on. Yeah, no, I thought you had a live a few minutes ago. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't get. I was trying to do some other things, but before this one, and Wednesdays at 2 are not always guaranteed. Like I don't think we did it the last 2 weeks. I think we didn't do it the last 2 weeks, so it's not written in stone. But I figured today is a good day to do it because I don't feel like doing too much. Actually, I'm draining the rain barrel right now, but I don't have to stand and watch the water come out. So. You have a little giant A-frame. Oh yeah, I like those, Perry. Yeah, those are cool ladders. Yeah, Dana, you need to do a live. Yeah, Vic Morrow, he had a lot of these actors and actresses, they pass in weird ways, just strange things that happen to them. Yeah, Dana, you need to do a live. I mean, it's nothing, man. Just you can always delete the live later if you don't like it, And me, I I don't care. I mean, I'm out there for the world. I just really don't care. All right, Dan, take care, man. Yeah, I appreciate you. We're about an hour and 2 minutes, so we're gonna probably cut off in an hour and 10 minutes, so I can go see how the draining of the rain barrel's going. We gave 12 o'clock high a new meaning in 60s and 70s. Yeah, Rick, that's true. That is so true. Yeah, Dana should do a live. I think that would be interesting because do it like just do the garden tour and bring up a subject that what you like to do or something like that, some history of you, and do a little chit chat back and forth, and I think that would really be cool. I think everybody should have a channel because it's not that hard to do. If you got a gift to gab, and you have to have a gift to gab, me, I overdo it, but if you can talk, there's no reason why you shouldn't have it. I know Mike in retirement, he's got a gift of gab. I can tell. We're like brothers. But his the way it's like it's so smooth, and you're listening to him for half an hour and it feels like only 5 minutes, and that's what good speakers do, is like time flies. I'm not saying that's me, but there's people out there that are very good at it, and those are the people I enjoy watching. So, and you don't have to be like super suave and talk a lot, just as bring your points across, not a lot of hems, haws, and all that, which I do. But yeah, we'd be entertained from sure. Yeah, brothers from another mother. That's right. That's for sure. All right. Well, we've been at it an hour and 5 minutes. So I appreciate you guys stopping in. 57 of you now here. And We were up to 60 something. I never look, but only when I'm looking at the time. We have a little up right about here for me. It'll say live, and then it gives me the time right here. It tells me how many people are on. I think you could see this as well. And then it tells me how many likes right here. And I'm looking over here. Let me see. I'm looking over here because that's where all the comments are. So I'm rarely looking up here. So that's why I lose track of time, and because I'm always just checking the comments. All right, but yes, thank you for being here and spending an hour with us. And Pepper, thank you, I appreciate it. And maybe we'll see you guys Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard if you got time. And get your Christmas shopping done. It's not too it's not too early to start. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, have a good time. Stay out of jail, and we'll see you Saturday, God willing. Take care.